Welcome, half-bits, to the brand new 8.5-bit Live.
Yay! We ditched our confusing name.
Yay.
It's slightly less confusing now,
Yay.
but it's just as hot.
Extra hot.
I'm already quite sweaty. Beautiful new set we've built.
Ooh.
It's just that one thing.
Yeah.
Just the one thing.
So fancy. A new intro. That was
Yeah.
exciting.
Thank you,
I was
Paul.
like jamming
Well
along.
done. Well, grooving.
And if you know every game in that intro, good for you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
There's a few games in there.
Yeah. I am your host, Paul. And joining me today is my very good friend, James.
Hello, everyone.
And on the other side is my very bright-haired friend, Anais.
Hello.
It's been Christmas. It's been a few weeks since we've done a show because we've retooled. We've
Basically, we got that thing printed.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
printed that.
Didn't
And
do
I was really sick.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was my
pretty
fault.
much ties it
I
down.
brought back
Yeah.
the super flu from Indonesia. Gave it to Paul, which
I'm
then passed on to
immune.
his wife.
Yeah.
It was sad times. Sad times all
From
around.
the second last show, I have been in bed for at least 3 weeks.
Really?
I only
Shit.
did the very last show of last year because I was on drugs.
Oh,
So
good old drugs.
So how did we spend our Christmas holidays?
Not actually playing that much new. I kind of went to my back catalogue a bit and kind of played some older stuff.
I just said how you spent them, not game-wise.
Well, I spent most of my time playing video games.
Oh.
Is what I did.
So you didn't play anything new, but you spent the whole time with video games.
Yes.
Are you less boring?
No, I'm sorry.
Boo!
Oh.
Well, I spent my holidays playing a new video game.
What did you play, Paul?
2013's Dragon's Dogma Dark.
So was that the PC version you were playing?
This is the PC re-release. This is literally the third time I have acquired this game.
You have bought this as many times as I bought Dark Souls 2.
No, I didn't buy it the second time.
Okay.
It was on PS Plus the second time.
All right.
I bought it on PC this time. Dragon's Dogma, if you're unaware of it, is a 3D RPG. It's action-based. It takes a lot of cues from Shadow of the Colossus, but in a much more RPG-friendly sort of world. One of the big problems with it on last generation consoles was that the frame rate was a bit shit.
How's the frame rate now?
Silky smooth. I run it at 120 hertz because you can set the actual refresh rate in the game. Everything on full. It's a little bit choppy when I've got fraps running, but it still comes off pretty well. You also set FOV.
Alright,
So all they do is, if you notice there, I've turned most of the HUD off. Dragon's Dogma actually has quite a large HUD because there's a lot of things going on. But it's a little bit more on the center of the screen.
Yep.
You just scale it down when you open the FOV.
Oh, okay.
So it just gets a bit smaller,
Yeah.
which is actually better for the game.
So there's all the multiplayer stuff in there from...
So you're someone that's never played Dragon's Dogma, in other words. There's no fucking multiplayer.
No. Like you share the pawns.
Yeah, the pawn system.
So multiplayer is you've got these NPCs that level up and other players can use them. So that's what I mean. by
So
multiplayer.
part of the idea of Dragon's Dogma is you get pawns, which are basically side characters who go with you. They basically control just like you. You can give them all of your same abilities. They level up. That you can then other people use the pawn that you make, and you borrow other people's, and they learn things about the world in other people's worlds. It's all a kind of interesting.
This is
system.
pawn PAWN as well.
Yeah.
by the
But
way.
if you go to Rule 34, there is
Dirty
pawn.
minds.
So,
Of course there is.
but what I'm secretly hoping with the PC version,
Someone hacks. You want someone to put in.
someone hacks in.
Is that a
remote
lightsaber?
Yeah,
control
you
of
want
the
them to.
pawn.
You want
It's
the
a
Just Cause
lightsaber.
2 the shit out of this.
Because I don't see it. Oh, no. That's not making it actually work with a network game. Yes, that could be incredibly difficult. But as far as the game mechanics going, it is built for having a group of people that all have the same ability.
This was always the problem I had playing this.
Yeah.
This game is the kind of thing I really love, except it's not multiplayer.
No, so my way of enjoying Dragon's Dogma in this feeling is that
That's cool.
all the pawns I just get them doing the jobs I don't want to do.
Okay.
So I have mages that buff me, and I have ranged archers that like bring down like harpies like this and everything. So I run around being the person that climbs on people, or in their case I've just grabbed the harpies that flew past and decided to go for a little fly. So they do all the busy work, and
And you just have the fun.
I just smash things and climb on them. It's great. It did just remind me just how freaking good this game is.
Are there dragons?
Yes,
Okay,
there
good.
Because this does things like if you're blind, it doesn't make you miss. It actually like blots out your camera, so you can't see what's going on.
Yeah. Things like it's very physical in the way it fights. The world is just, there's a lot of exploration. This is just the tutorial we're showing for the moment. They've just the prologue
What is
to the
that?
game.
Is that like a
It's like a
snake
chimera. Chimera, is that the right word?
thing?
Chimera?
Yeah,
What's the word?
Chimera.
Chimera?
I was say anyway. But so first thing, I climb on its back and I just attack the snake, so that I take off the snake's head and its poison ability, and
What
then
is
I've just got to.
what is that thing?
It's a chimera. This is after I've made my character, and I'm going to fight the dragon.
I don't remember this ending well.
Yeah. No. If you notice, I'll hit it a few times. I just try to do a bit of climbing to show off the climbing in this game.
Ooh.
But my sword takes up approximately 1/10 of a millimeter of that multi-stage
Look,
health
you get
bar
such a
it's got.
great sense of scale as soon as you're on the back of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that this is a big open world RPG and you're doing this sort of thing, it's great. I mean, you go out and there'll just be a Cyclops, and you climb up the Cyclops' back and then try to stab him in the eye. I mean, why wouldn't you? Yeah. Going back to it,
Yeah.
it's a little like there's a little bit it shows its age. I thought it made quite a pretty girl.
You
but
always go for your
Aw,
redhead
I think
chick,
she's
don't
pretty.
I'm
you?
always pretty. Her face is a bit
Paul likes the
pretty
redheads.
puffy.
Is her
I think-
name Blood Tornado?
No, her name is Murder Storm. Thank you very much.
Oh.
But yeah, graphically dated a little bit, but it's still pretty enough as far as
Yeah,
I'm concerned.
I'm still waiting for that multiplayer version.
Yeah, I'm hoping because there's been that another. I think it's a Chinese only Dragon's Dogma project.
Yeah, there is Dragon's Dogma Online, but it hasn't come to the West yet.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to come to the West. But there's been sort of it was hugely pre-ordered on PC. There's a lot of hype about it. I mean, this is for a now 3-year-old game.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be unlikely that we don't see Dragon's Dogma 2 announced this year. It's not going to come out this year. To do a sequel to this is going to take a good couple of years of work, and they haven't started as far as we're aware. But yeah.
This is a pretty big game, right?
Yeah. It's
Okay,
pretty big,
like
yeah.
I've heard of it, I've just never
Yeah,
played
it's
it.
big. It does things like it doesn't give you fast travel in the way that you can open up a map and just like I'll go there.
True.
And it's like no. If you want to fast travel, you actually have to like open up portals and then go with like it gives you an actual in-game reason. So if you're someone that likes to do their RPGs by getting a quest, fast traveling to the marker and doing it, this isn't for you. But if you actually like to build up like a really interesting world,
Well, there is the fast travel does undermine.
there is fast travel. Oh yeah,
It does undermine the sense of teleportation, and this is why I think like World of Warcraft is so long hung to the, you can port around a little bit, but there's griffins and things to ride around the world.
Yeah.
And that just helps keep that sense of this is a big place. So there is something said for not having fast travel, or at least not easily accessible fast travel.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know, I got some deal where I bought that for like $20.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Australian?
And that's the base game, and then the PC version has, is it the DLC as well? Or?
Yeah, it's Dark Arisen.
Yeah.
Dark Arisen is the base game.
Oh, okay. And is that kind of a bit like a Game of the Year edition? Or it's...
Well, no, it was Dark Arisen. It's
like an extension of the base
Dark
game.
Arisen is like the full version of
Okay.
Dragon's Dogma.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing extra to get on top of it
Okay.
or anything like that. But the one thing that was a big shame, when I loaded up the menu, the original Dragon's Dogma, we went there, had some like real J-pop rock, like fantasy dragon
remember
metal. And it's not there. It's like
Oh.
boo,
Write a letter.
boo.
Ditch it.
And of course, I think it got
Steam refund.
Even
Yeah.
Dark Arisen originally might have removed it because lots of people hated it.
No.
I love the
no,
carefreeness of
no. Keep it there.
Okay, what have you been doing, James?
Okay.
Do I want to ask?
All right. No, I've been playing a couple of things
Okay.
this week.
Entertain me.
All right. I'm going to jump into Doom. I played Doom this week.
Doom.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like
the original Doom.
The original
I know what
Doom.
Doom is. I'm not.
I know. Okay.
No. We didn't
Okay.
say.
Not
Oh,
that young.
so
So-
for you younger than me.
Yeah. All right. So John Romero, for the first time in 21 years, decided to make a Doom level. So this replaces the last level of the shareware version of Doom.
Yeah.
He wanted to make it using all the assets from just the shareware version. So you can go play this with not having to buy it. You can get the shareware version of Doom. And so yeah, it was interesting. I wanted to see like what he would do with all his experience. Making a level.
You mean post Hyperspace Delivery Boy?
Post Hyperspace Delivery Boy.
Yeah.
First thing when I jumped into it was crazy hard. This year watching me is playing it on the easiest difficulty.
Really?
I jumped in at like the third level of difficulty, which I assume is sort of like the normal. I lasted like 15 seconds.
Yep.
Did not go well. There's a lot more enemies, more things spawning in, less helpful items. It was just kind of harder. So jumping easy felt much better. I still died a few times, but it sort of came down to I mainly got stuck because I wasn't sure where to go, more so than anything else.
That sounds like a level design problem.
Yeah. So the thing where this lost me was I got to a point where I wasn't sure whether or not I had to kind of push the engine to the limits to get over this jump, or if I just had to go find something else.
Push it to the limit.
Yes. To the limit.
No, we think we're doing two different songs there.
The level was really big. I had like some different paths to get around. I started to learn the layout pretty well because I died a few times. Going back to playing Doom was pretty fun.
Yeah, I want to give it a
so
go. I haven't
have
played
you-
Doom in years.
You could plug this into Brutal Doom, of course.
Well, okay, so this is running through Z Doom.
Yeah.
And you're right, you could run it through Brutal Doom, which I probably should have done.
Have you seen the latest upgrades?
No,
to that?
I haven't.
They have dismemberment. in
No,
the Doom engine.
no.
There is so much blood that just sprays on the walls, and you can destroy the bodies.
It was super satisfying running around the shotgun. Like it was.
You've
like,
been in this corner several times.
You may have
now.
noticed I've gone in a few circles. This is because I'm trying to find my way around. I don't get much further than this. I just get stuck and lost.
Push it to the circle.
Yeah. It took me a while to get this thing running as well. I was originally trying to get it running in in DOSBox.
Yeah.
But I found that Fraps didn't like DOSBox that much. It kind of broke hard.
I got a good film going
Yes.
on there. My sweaty head today.
Ooh.
Good. And hey,
Yes.
okay, cut it off, James.
Oh, but I had so much Doom talk. No, I didn't really. That was about it.
What have you been playing?
I have been playing a mobile game.
Is
Is
it
it-
is
that.
it Dominations?
No.
Ah, damn it, so close.
Are you
So
actually going to
close.
talk about that tonight?
I might let him talk
Maybe
about it.
let me talk about a mobile game.
But yeah,
if I'm lucky.
I've been playing Pocket Mortys.
I've been playing Pocket Mortys
Oh,
too.
yay! We can compare Mortys. That's exciting.
I've only got like 3 Mortys.
Oh.
I'm not that far into the game.
But yeah, this is Rick and Morty. Like it's a Rick and Morty mobile game, and it's basically like Pokemon except with Rick and Morty. And the premise is you're like the universe of Rick and Morty have been collecting Mortys, and they're now like having them as Pokemon pretty much, and you can have battles and collect them and that kind of thing.
This game looks fucking great blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks nice on the phone level, but
Yeah.
a lot of time mobile stuff, I suppose, mobile phones run at high resolution these days anyway, but man, that art style, I gotta say, I love this art style way
It's
more than the
nice.
last Pokemon.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's
this
so
game
nice.
is clean, and it's got that
Yeah,
nice
super
mixture
polished.
between 2D and 3D assets. It's just like,
Yeah, it's really nice.
plus it's Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
And it's,
It's great because it's got like voice acting and sort of characters pop up.
Well,
So
how
if
much
you-
voice acting did it have? Because it
Like it's minimal but enough to still make it
because like
enjoyable.
I have to compare this to their Rust License Adventure,
which was
Oh,
pretty
I
cool.
never
which was
played that,
amazing.
yeah.
And I feel this one like it
This
didn't
is a Council of
it
Ricks.
didn't kind of give me that like I was in an episode, but it's not what it's
Yeah,
trying to
but
be.
this
It's
is
trying to
way
be a
more
different
just
thing.
Pokemon with Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a few Mortys there. Do you know
Yeah.
like
I've
because
got
there's a lot
some
of
in my
Mortys.
daycare as well.
How many Mortys are there?
Morty Daycare.
I think there's a guide, but I think it's about 150. So you kind of like they show up in your guide if you see them, but you can also catch them. So I guess the problem with this is it's kind of hard to catch Mortys. Like you have to sort of collect these chip things or like
Pokeballs.
craft them. Yeah, Pokeballs
Yeah.
essentially. But I guess because it's a free game, it's kind of set up that you're going to have to spend money if you want to sort of
Yeah.
do all that or grind pretty hardcore.
When I first hit the monetization for this, I was happy because I hit some video ads.
Did
It's
you?
like, yeah, there's video ads you can
Huh.
watch for stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, it's ad supported.
I didn't see that.
I'm down for this. Like, I'll watch like a few ads. Like, okay, cool. And then I found the shop, and I'm like, you know how there's people that say like if you put Pokemon onto mobile and made it free to play, they'd kind of ruin it.
Yeah.
I think
Like this, it doesn't like. It's fun because of novelty, but it doesn't
wanna
feel
know
fair.
How does the grinding compare to Pokemon? Because I don't play Pokemon because it's grindy.
Well, this like because you have to like collect things and to get health potions. Like you need to like try and collect health potions and stuff. So you get like money from battles. Use that
Oh, I
money to
haven't
buy
seen
like
that money.
health potions and stuff like that. Like I've used a ton of health potions and all these sort of matches.
See, I'm going to you for all these questions because I have not
Yeah.
played this much. I
Yeah.
haven't seen.
Like
some
I've
of
spent
this.
money on this game, FYI.
Oh, okay.
Because I love Rick and Morty and I wanted to support them. But yeah, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm done now. Like it's fun.
well, it's a problem that it's like it's a license you love on a kind of average Pokemon game.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
it's a pretty looking Pokemon
Yeah,
game.
it looks. Yeah, it's like it's pretty looking.
Yeah, it just like I want to collect all the Mortys. It just doesn't seem attainable.
Yeah, we're gonna make a Rick and Morty game. Going to be Pokemon. Gonna put some Pokemon in there. Yeah, it's like,
I don't know, Paul.
all the all the Mortys are Pokemon, and they're here. Come on, it's called Pocket Mortys.
I don't know. It sounds like.
You reckon they just
it sounds-
pitched it with their terrible improvisation episodes?
They make-
Yes.
I know.
I think when they did the second improvisation episode, I'm like,
Too far?
I understand your pattern now. I can do it.
Pretty
So we've
great.
got hot shoes. Hot shoes, yeah, they're filled with lava. Yeah, you stand on hot shoes, feet get hot. Yeah, come down, get some hot shoes.
Leeches right in your pants. We got them
Leeches in
there
your
too.
pants. Leeches in hot shoes. Yeah.
Ants in your eyes.
There you go. Ants in your eyes. Hey, it works pretty well. Anyway, Pocket Mortys, it's free.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
a must for Rick and Morty fans. But if you're not, then
Yeah,
But
or
what-
go
but-
play Rust
Still a good game.
Unlicensed Adventure.
But what about
Also.
their last mobile game?
Oh, the balloon popping game.
balloon popping
See,
game.
That's actually I think part of the reason why I was a bit let down by Pocket Mortys because
Yeah.
the last game was a balloon popping game where the whole game was nothing but tapping balloons.
Really?
That was it. But it was just like a subversive stab at free to play games. So it
Yeah,
was
they
it was
sold
great.
out.
Like it was sort of them selling out. And it was hilarious. Like I remember, like at work, we found it, and yeah, we're making a free to
I
play
wanna
game at
find
the
this
time,
now.
and it was really fun. I actually ended up playing it a lot.
yeah.
Whereas this one, I was expecting to be a little like subversive on free to play, but it's not. It's just free to play. It's got all like free to play trappings. It doesn't try to be clever about it. It's like pay to
Sounds
get
clever.
more moddies.
Okay.
Well, they're probably making a lot of money from it.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's do some quick news.
Okay.
Gonna do news attack, which means James, you get to sing a theme.
Yes. What song should I butcher?
Give me something from David Bowie.
Aw, too soon, man.
Too soon.
How about Let's Dance?
I don't know how Let's Dance goes.
What the fuck?
Can I?
How do you not know the worst David Bowie song?
Can you hum it to me?
No, we're not fucking doing Let's Dance. Anyway,
Oh,
fuck you.
Okay. All right.
It's done.
All right. That was
Time.
the worst song.
Anyway, it's not. We're going to talk about news attack
Soon
time.
enough.
We've got some amazing news. First up, they announced the Oculus Rift. The cost, you can pre-order it. It's $600 US. I'm not going to buy it.
Yep. And I don't think they want you to have it.
No.
No. So
fine.
I learned about a thing.
No, this is a news attack. You don't get to do
Oh,
thoughts.
I want to talk about it.
Aw.
No, you can talk about it later.
All right. Can I talk about it later?
You can talk about it later.
All right. Fine.
In their announcements, they also announced that the controller, the Oculus Touch, is not shipping at the same time, which, as far as I'm concerned, is needed.
yeah.
That's like the cool part.
It's a cool part. Speaking of delays, Scalebound, the one Xbox One game I was excited for this year, has been delayed.
That got off my top 5 list for this
Which
week.
which one?
Scalebound. The Platinum Games, you are a guy with headphones and you control a dragon.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That looked kind of cool.
It's a little bit like Dragon's Dogma.
Oh.
Not really. Not really at all. Just Cause 3, modders have already got multiplayer working.
This is why they didn't have to do it.
This is why they
This
just put it in
didn't
there.
need to.
This is the team that did Just Cause 2 multiplayer, and they that's already functional, but it's not
Yeah.
released to the public yet. Will be not too far in the future. Hitman was used doing a weird episodic release, like we release the base game, you buy it, and then we just keep updating it. Structure's gone. It's now an episodic game.
I'm okay with this.
Fine with me because I haven't finished a Hitman game since Hitman 2, so I'll just buy the first episode.
Yep, and I'll scratch the itch, and now I'm done.
Some people might call that a demo. I might be buying a demo.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Psychonauts has been coming to PS4.
You can
So,
buy it. Are you gonna buy it?
Have you started playing it yet?
No, it's installed. It's on my to-do
Or you can just
Yeah.
wait for the PS4 version now.
No, give it to her. She's
I
gonna do
will.
it.
I will.
okay.
Okay, so
This week.
Suda51 is doing a confusing thing. Suda51 is writing like stories, novelization of Killer 7.
Okay.
It is entitled Killer is Dead.
Wait, well, isn't that a different game?
Yeah, that aren't deliberately are not related.
Okay.
This title is not anything to do with Killer is Dead.
It's about Killer 7.
Suda51 just fucking hates us, that's
Yeah.
all.
See, when you said Suda51 did something confusing, I thought he was going to do something straight. He's just going to make a game.
No. There is a sequel to Opposing Force coming. It is coming next month.
I should get that.
This is a sanctioned Half-Life 2 game which is a sequel to Opposing Force made by a guy who applied for a job at Valve and said no, but you can make this game anyway.
What if this is actually Half-Life 3? They're just going to
Yeah.
sneak it out.
It won't be.
No.
Could be. And finally, in Valve-related news, Gary's mod, the little engine that won't stop running, has reached 10 million in sales.
10.
Yeah.
That's a lot of sales.
It's a lot of sales.
A lot of sales.
Okay, that's your user tag. You want to talk about Oculus?
Well, I was just going to say, well, it's sort of gone now.
Yeah.
Well,
It's fine.
I learned about a thing.
What thing?
It's called the law of diffusion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it works off the idea that when it comes to purchasing things, be it fashion or tech or something, what are you doing?
My hair looks weird.
Yeah, there's a big bell curve of kind of people who buy it. And so the Apple Watch comes out. There's the early adopters who buy the Apple Watch.
The nerds.
And
The idiots.
then eventually it goes to the early adopters.
That was me.
Then it goes...
Did you buy an Apple Watch?
And then they sold
it goes from early adopters to the early majority, which is normally what I sit in for tech. Then to the late majority, which is sort of like the next bit of the bell curve, and then the Luddites.
The people that are still
basically
using
Paul.
VHS.
Yeah, like, who gets dragged kicking and screaming through the technological age. So this is the big curve. So the
Your
Rift...
breath smells like coffee.
I had a coffee. The Rift is basically targeting straight for that early adopters right now.
But it's not just an investment on the Oculus hardware. You also have to invest in
Oh,
a
yeah.
killer
Like,
PC. That's what gets me.
I ran-
I
the
found
app.
out my PC is apparently regarded as a killer PC.
Really? Because I ran it on my new laptop, and unsurprisingly, a laptop isn't powerful enough to run the Rift.
Well, I don't know how well it runs, but I hit the minimum specs they recommend at least.
Yeah, I didn't get there.
Yeah. Is your laptop an i7?
Yes, it was the video card
Oh,
that it
okay.
fell down at.
Anyway.
So yeah, I don't think it's a bad move.
The only thing that I dislike about it.
Yes.
Okay, so he said he guessed the price the wrong way. He thought it was going to be like 350, 400, whatever. It's a first release hardware. It's going to be expensive, but we'll see what the Vive does, what its cost is
Yeah.
going to be. But then Morpheus. Now
PlayStation VR.
Like, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's actually what I'm starting to think. Yeah, maybe that thing is.
Which I don't know what all these, because it's just those three. There's other players, but it's those three that count.
There's Google Cardboard.
I don't know what it's gonna do.
Well, it's going to be interesting to
And
see
the
what
Samsung
that- 'cause
Gear
the-
VR.
Yeah, and the
Because the
gear.
Morpheus might end up being the biggest, but Sony have a terrible history of supporting peripherals, and it doesn't do the same things as the others do, and those are the really exciting things.
So I don't know if I don't know, because I haven't used a consumer level Rift. I don't know if what it does is going to be so far ahead of the other ones to justify that price. Don't know. I'll play one, I'm sure.
I spent most of my holidays playing a 3DS
Dominations?
game.
Dominations?
No, I played a 3DS game.
What did you play?
I played Shantae and the Pirate's Curse.
I hear that's good.
Sounds gangster.
It's not particularly gangster.
It's more piratey.
I do upgrade by getting like shampoo and shit for my hair.
Ooh.
It's a Metroidvania
Chantalicious.
with a genie as the main character, made by Way Forward. It's the third game in the series, and they're currently finishing the fourth game, which was kickstarted. And I remember when they kickstarted it, they said, "Oh, a game's coming," and they announced it. I'm like, "What the hell is this? I've never even heard of it. This isn't a license. No one
Yeah.
cares, right?" And I was wrong. Apparently, people do like Shantae. I still don't know why. It is middle of the road. It is a solid 7.5 out of 10. It's like it does.
It's right
things.
down. It's a solid. It ticks. There's boxes and
I
they're
play
ticks.
through it. It annoys me sometimes.
Yes.
I find it good sometimes. It doesn't make me turn it off.
So where is it? So, but it's no Ori.
No. There's nothing exciting about it. Like, I never get like a new power and go, ooh, I go. Well, he was like, oh, I guess I could backtrack to those previous islands and get a thing now.
Yeah.
It's all right, but the thing is, I did keep playing it, and I got to the end, and they go, before you go to the end, they say, oh, maybe you should get all these collectibles. And I'm like, I've got all but one. Maybe the last one is at like next to the final boss.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh dear.
So you do the final boss, and it's quite an easy fight, and then they just say, oh well, I guess this didn't really resolve. Goodbye.
Oh, well.
And it rolls credits. You're like, no. So you've got to go get the last one to do the actual end fight.
Yeah.
And I wasn't watching my health, and on the second stage, I don't know. I can't be bothered doing it a third time. So I'll get back to it. But it was like $10 on sale over Christmas.
That's not bad. That's
I
a good
feel
price.
I feel like I put in like 8 hours.
That's good value.
That's a good Metroidvania, and I do love it. It's cool. And they eventually, some of the very final powers I quite liked, which is when you finally get like a double jump.
Yeah.
It's not a double jump, it's like a quadruple jump, and you do the extra jumps by firing a cannon straight down. That's cool.
So she's a genie. Can she like?
Or she has a genie.
She is like a kid of a genie, whatever.
Okay.
She's a half genie sometimes,
Whatever.
whatever. I don't.
Is she a genie?
Okay, the
Or a
writing. I know they
didgeon?
think they're funny. I just skipped every.
But
bit
if you're
of text. I
10,
got really
is
sick
it
of
funny?
It might be. I don't know. It strikes me as the kind of writing that's
Is it charming?
someone writing for girls. Like, I don't know. I'm not a lady, but it seems like faux lady. I don't know. I do emphasize with female characters a lot in fiction, and this just seemed like some weird Valley Girl genie thing that
Valley
didn't really
Girl.
come up. Yeah, there's a reference for you. Anyway, but I said, I think I own this game on Steam as well.
Yeah.
I'll go get some footage. I didn't get any footage, so
Just imagine it.
I loaded it up, and I had actually had the last game that was on that was Risky's Revenge, and that one is, again, it's sort of Metroidvania, but each level is a different plane, and you jump backwards through the planes. It's
Okay.
It's like, especially since the main platform, they're like, I thought, oh, maybe I should have got that one on 3DS. But no, I think Pirate's Curse is much better, and I didn't get footage anyway. Okay, so before we move on to more stuff, any games you want to talk about, Jane?
Dominations.
Okay, what is Dominations?
Okay,
Tell me what
alright.
it is.
So Dominations is
A mobile
it's a
game.
mobile game in the vein of Clash of Clans. It's very much Clash of Clans.
That's a great game.
Okay,
that
I'm
you really enjoy.
I'm opening there. I actually don't mind Clash of Clans.
Oh, you don't have footage.
Okay, so where this is different than Clash of Clans is it's made by, well, it's by Big Huge Games. Who Brian Reynolds was one of the founders, who's like Civilization 2 and Alpha Centauri fame. It's sort of like them trying to make something like Rise of Nations, but in a mobile format. Oh, your chair went down.
I'm trying to escape.
You're trying to escape.
It only took me so far.
No. Okay, so I've played a bunch of Clash of Clans, and Clash of Clans I eventually reached a point where it's like, okay, here's a paywall. I'm kind of done. I don't want to like keep going. With this, like, unlike a lot of other free-to-play games, it seems to like to try to give me things to do. So free-to-play games often will, like, you play through a bunch of stuff, and it's like, okay, you've done everything for today, come back tomorrow, or pay money to keep going. Where this one will, you know, okay, I'm waiting for my army to be rebuilt, it's going to take about 15 minutes, so, I can do some hunting. And there's things I can, like, hunt around the town, like, get, like, bunnies and things like that.
You know, Game of War had so many things for you to do, and click on it kept me going.
Yeah, but
the whole time.
in Game of War, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. This one, I know.
Oh,
I know
you just
what
had
I'm
to
doing.
click on the key app them.
So when you build
Yeah.
when you build your city, it's got some, probably one of the, for those who've played Clash of Clans, when you expend your troops in Clash of Clans, they're all gone, and you have to retrain them all before you do it again. In this game, if you win, any surviving troops you get back. So if you play well and you can be very strategic about how you take down a base, you can keep playing. You can play as long as you want if you just are actually quite strategic about how you do it.
Have you spent money on it?
I have spent money. So the first thing I bought...
What are you playing this on?
Sorry, no, this is footage from their... this is me playing. This is footage from a more advanced game, a version of the game.
Okay, because I just noticed there was a little mouse cursor, and I was like,
No, this is
how
actually
is that-
official footage from Big Huge Games.
So this isn't the mobile version, or this is?
There is only a mobile version. There's probably an internal build.
Okay, no, that's all right. Because you said a more advanced version. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was just. I'd like to know
yeah.
the details
Yeah.
of this
Well,
game.
like, I think I've spent like $15 on like basically this entry point where they give you more builders to kind of like take the edge off some of the timers. I think it was like, it's okay, got my extra builder, and I had a thing where I could pay $1 to get an unlock a little earlier. So all right, I'll give you $1. I'm enjoying your game. I've been having a lot of fun with it. There's a lot of things in there I haven't discovered yet. Like there's this whole like world war system where it's like clan versus clans, and you got to like build up the best base and kind of like attack each other's bases.
Very Game of War, yeah.
Very Game of War.
Why did you
Yeah.
suddenly decide to play this? It's been out a while, hasn't it?
Because it's been out for a while. I was really just looking to play some kind of Clash of Clans game. And I've been playing with another one, which is the Star Wars Commander. And that one is just a straight Star Wars reskin of Clash of Clans, where this one, it takes that core formula of Clash of Clans, which I think is a fun game. Like, I do enjoy it. and just added more onto it. So it's like it tries to be more generous with its gameplay. Like it doesn't gate everything. There's some nice kind of quality of life stuff of you can go and like build multiple versions of your base and like change between different configurations to test them. I've been having fun with it. So
Dominations.
So yeah. So it's like it's Clash of Clans if you want something with a bit more game. It's still Clash of Clans, but there's more stuff to do.
I played a better mobile game.
What did you play?
Survival Island 3.
Oh,
no,
controversy.
You didn't. Oh, no, you
All right,
didn't.
just give the backstory. Go on.
Okay, so this week, it's one of those things that I don't think should have ever been a news story. It really is. A terrible game was on iOS and Android platforms, which was advertised partly with the words "kill the Aborigines."
Not the best words.
And of course, like they really just had to submit a report, but people started a petition as well. Of course, Apple and Google removed the game immediately because against the terms of service, whatever. So I said, you know what? I need to see what this game is.
Yeah.
I didn't get footage, by the way,
Thank
so
you.
don't worry, people. But the thing is, what I'm really doing is saving you from just looking at a terrible, just like derivative game.
So was this one of these like accidentally racist, or not even accidentally, or ignorantly racist?
I
Like
think
they didn't really
ignorantly.
know what they were doing.
The guy or small company, whatever
Parents
it is,
of woman.
it's they're Russian, whatever
Yeah.
it is. Of it. Oops. But they make these terrible derivative games. This is just a survival game where they've got like a height map island with a single texture on it. They've got a kangaroo model, which is animated sort of like...
It costs them
They've got
tens of cents.
They've got
on
an
the
Aboriginal
asset
model,
store.
which I have not seen yet.
Okay.
They have 2 different trees and a couple of grass prefabs.
Yeah.
And you can build like shacks and a few weapons and stuff.
So I'm guessing this is a reskin of just their earlier game.
Yeah.
Every time they release a game,
they
it
just happened to finally get to a one which got some attention that...
they didn't particularly want.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, they've got downloads, but I don't trust the counts on, especially the Android store.
Yeah.
It's pretty much fake all the time.
It's all China.
This is the kind of game, literally, that someone could put together in a day.
Yeah. Don't put it together in a day.
Don't
do that. No,
and
no.
it's been, like, I just assume they said, oh, well, we've done, you know, this island. We'll get, how about Australia? That's a desert. And they really didn't think about anything.
No.
It's not excusing it. It's just explaining
Well,
it.
when I saw it, my it's not like ethnic cleansing.
No,
like
it's
that
not-
all
it's-
kind of where it's
it's
like
not a
we're
hate
trying
game.
to be. It's not a hate crime. It's just incredibly insensitive. You know, like when like Japan is accidentally racist. Like it's just sort of...
Is Japan accidentally racist?
Well, I don't know, but you know, like so occasionally there's like
racist.
these cultural things.
I always take offence at the idea that Australia is a particularly racist nation. Because I've found every nation I've been at has been quite racist.
Especially you hate the Dutch.
Oh yeah, I hate the Dutch. That's it. When I was young, I decided to arbitrarily choose one of everything to hate. So my nationality to hate is the Dutch. And I hate Latvia.
But they had such a good name.
Latvia.
Yeah, Latvia. I had to do an assignment on it in grade 4. So,
That's a good reason.
thank you, Latvia.
We just lost our Latvian
what
audience.
do you hate, Anais?
Nothing. I love everything.
You don't
I'm
hate,
a lover,
You
not a
don't hate
hater.
anything arbitrarily?
Or foods.
What food do you
food?
hate?
Beetroot.
What the?
It's like red and weird. It looks fake.
One year, I got a can of beetroot for Christmas.
Yes.
And I loved it so much, I fell asleep reading the can. And I was lying on the bed with the can of beetroot balanced on my forehead.
That's weird.
I fucking love beetroot. What can I say?
I like beetroot in the right circumstances. I had
All
like
the time.
a pickled beetroot the other day. It was
Pickled?
shredded with kind of like a tom yum kind of like sauce on it.
Got to remember when you've had a lot of beetroot, because next time you go to the bathroom, you can be in for a real shock.
Yes, you gotta. It's not bad.
Blood red. Okay,
Yeah.
we're going to bring back an old segment, but I do want to take a little bit of a diversion first to talk about something I did the other day with my PS4. I saw somewhere that a demo for the new Odin Sphere was out. Odin Sphere is like Lifthauser. I don't even know what the bloody subtitle is. I keep wanting to say it's right. Anyway. Yeah, so I said, okay, but it was a Japanese only one. So I went, well, I've got a European account, an American account. Let's go make a Japanese account. So there's a couple of guides on there to basically tell you what like the kanji is, like, oh, my am I saying my address here or something? Okay, I just put in some random postcode and it seemed to work. Got through, downloaded it. So I got to play New Odin Sphere.
Yes, and?
Well before it. Well, I never played the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is a remake of the first one, but it's got a substantial change to it. Odin Sphere is very cool. Odin Sphere is...
Odin Sphere is pretty.
It's very, very pretty. I did play, was it Matsumaya or something? I butchered that name.
Yeah, that was on
Wii.
Vita as well?
I only knew it on Wii, but it might have been ported to other things. Gorgeous 2D anime game. There's Vanillaware. It's what they've become known for. Dragon's Crown, stuff like that. This is still... I think maybe the art is still their prettiest. It's very,
really
very
pretty.
Colourful. But this is a
Ooh,
straight
she's
up...
fancy.
Straight
Is she
up
wearing
beat 'em up.
lingerie?
She
My.
is. It's a bit sexy, I must say. Especially if you play the rabbit. But this is like a straight up beat 'em up, but with a sort of combo and fighting system that gets almost closer to a full on fighting game.
Is it co-op?
I don't know, because I don't remember, and everything was in Japanese.
Okay.
So I'm
Fair
guessing
enough.
everything.
Man, you're beating the shit out of that bottle.
Yeah. I'm getting on it. But I played through, and
Fan service.
but every...
What are you... What? Whoa, slow down there again. What did you just do?
if you jump and hold jump, you'll do a chain swing.
But what are you attaching to?
Why are you murdering
Trees, I
that
guess.
thing?
It's a bear.
But he just
Yeah.
want... Why?
That like map kind of
Well, now-
system at
now
the
you've
top's
started
really
the-
cool.
The map is fantastic. This one. So I found like this. I don't know how much they've added to it, or if maybe Odin Sphere was just really freaking good to begin with.
You know what that map reminds me of? You know how
What?
like in Dragon's Quest for the 3DS version, they have like the 16-bit and
Oh,
like
yeah,
the 3D,
yeah.
like except that's useful.
So what's useful about that little map up the top there, the silhouette thing, because it shows like a wide view of the stage, you'll get enemies that do big dashes. So they can
so
be
you kinda
off
see 'em
screen
coming.
and you can
You
anticipate
got
what
S.
they're doing.
Well done.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if it's the demo was just super easy, but I pretty much S'd everything.
Maybe you're just fantastic.
I don't think I'm fantastic at this game.
Does she have knees?
Yeah, she's got knees.
Okay. Just.
Yeah, she likes the knees. So basically, but I was looking into more to understand the game because I obviously wasn't getting everything from.
I have no
Muffin
idea
Ooh,
what
that
happened
fire's
to
cool.
things. That was because you can pull up items at any time and use them. So that was a fire flask, a really useful power there. I'm sure it's got an actual name that I could explain, but I don't know because
I like how they blink and disappear as well.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's such a gamey thing that makes no sense.
Yeah, and like when you, at least in the demo here, every time you leave an area, the next area you walk into seems completely unrelated. I don't like.
Okay.
I'll leave here. I'll just be like in like a lava cave. I
It's
thought it'd be
Pretty,
gonna be
so why not?
Yeah.
Friggin' pretty.
Oh, it's the mid boss.
Yeah.
What?
Gonna find a horse.
Oh, look at that background.
Now what are you connecting your chain to?
Just to the sky. It's like the old Spider-Man games. It just
Oh yeah.
Just connects to
anything.
something.
Yeah.
He is hectic.
So each character very different fighter, but the game's huge. Like beat 'em up, you normally expect maybe 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like each character's story to play through is like a 6 to 8 hour experience.
Wow. Okay. A lot
And
of
there's
game.
5 characters, and there's like, okay. So I think as far as justifying a full cost for a beat 'em up, that kind of gets there. But you have to like beat 'em ups a lot.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of depth in like you upgrade your skills. That's part of, so you choose your fighting style. You upgrade to deal with how you want to fight. So even though there's all the multiple characters with their own fighting styles, like just there because I knew he was dashing, I used one of my attacks knowing he was coming because you can see it in that top map. It's just got all these like quality of life thoughts about a beat 'em up to make it get rid of the frustrating things and just make it about chaining together combos and getting people in the air and yeah.
So that
Freaking
map, did you end up looking at the map a lot rather than what was going on?
No.
Okay, because that's a risky run with that kind
I
of thing.
almost never looked at the map. I only looked at it when I wanted to see an enemy I was actively fighting that I wasn't engaged with, where I wanted to see where they were. So that was
Did you know that Metal Gear Solid 1, there was game outside of the radar on the top right?
What?
I didn't actually play the radar. very
Really?
much.
No, that's all I looked at.
No, you didn't. I don't know. It was so low res by the
Dragon.
time I played it anyway. It all felt like that mini map. Yeah, as the final boss, I killed it.
Well done,
I'm,
man.
I'm a murderer.
Oh, thank
What's
you
this
for
game
playing.
called
But it
again?
thanks me for playing
In English.
It's
That's
Odin
weird.
Sphere with
Odin
a
Sphere.
weird subtitle that I can't pronounce.
Yeah.
Oh, and that is another game. That's all right. Okay. Onosphere. It's not out till mid-year in the West, so you've got a lot of time. But that's cool. Like, I went on the Japanese store. There's actually a whole lot of demos there. If you want to look at, like, if you're learning Japanese and you want to see what you do, if you just want to look at some of the there's plenty of stuff that never comes out in the West. It's all easy to do. It's free. I mean, even who was. I can't remember.
I guess
I can't remember. It was one of the heads of PlayStation saying, "Oh yeah, I've got an account for every region."
Oh yeah, which
so
you can't do on Vita.
Yeah, you can't do it on Vita.
Yeah, and if you really want to buy stuff on it, you can just buy game cards.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're bringing back an old segment here from the old podcast years ago.
Them old podcast days.
It's time for top 5.
Top 5.
Doing a top 5.
Doing a top 5. We're gonna do a top 5.
That's a good enough song. Okay, and this week's top 5, in celebration of the new year, will be top 5 games we are anticipating in 2016.
Which I think in chat, if you can drop in some of yours
Yeah,
as well.
let us know what you think.
If you're looking forward to anything this
Just
year
let us
and
know.
you're in the chat,
Yeah.
either Twitch or YouTube, let us know, and one of us may notice it. We're really good at paying attention to these things. So, James, why don't you start off with our first number 5?
Number 5!
Oh, look at that.
That's
That's
good.
exciting.
Professional.
I'm a great animator.
Yeah, you were good. Okay, number 5. I'm going to go for this year. I really hope comes out Witchmarsh.
Oh,
The game that everyone forgets about.
Well, see,
Or
we were
not
the
know
only people
about.
that knew what it was in the first
Yeah.
place.
So, Witchmarsh. All right, so this is it's kind of like a side-scrolling RPG. Set in the roaring 20s with a
It's co-op.
It's co-op with a fantastic jazz soundtrack. One of the
And Voodoo.
So I'm not normally one for side-scrolling platformers. Not exactly my thing.
I am.
I know you are, but this game is not just trying to be a side-scroller. It's also taking notes from things like Baldur's Gate and things like. It wants to be like a meaty RPG that's just told through being a side-scroller, which makes me happy. It's going to be co-op. So you're going to be able to play with friends. It's got floating numbers. It's got loot. It's got some random stuff as you play through it. It's got the soundtrack. It's got cool combat. Like it's
Looks pretty nice.
Sexy,
yeah.
I
Like,
can appreciate this art style.
and this is one of the things which one of the Kickstarters I saw years ago, and this is a year apparently. This is a year it's going to be coming out. So there's going to be.
So did you back it?
Honestly, so long ago, can't remember. I'm not quite sure.
Okay, good.
So this one, they're looking at going into kind of like an alpha quite soon.
Yeah.
They're going to have like some beastery updates. So I'm guessing they're going to have like some basic combat and something. And looking to actually by end of the year have it out. It was meant to be out end of last year. Obviously that didn't happen. But yeah, I'm really keen. The setting with it, it's a shame we didn't have music playing through because that's really one of the.
Go look it up. It's
Yeah,
on YouTube.
Yeah.
So Witchmarsh.
Witchmarsh.
Like a marsh that's in the voodoo lands in New Orleans. And a witch.
There's no Gabriel Knight.
No Gabriel Knight.
No.
Anais.
Yes.
What's your number 5?
My number 5 is No Man's Sky.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. So this game, I think, it's all like space and sort of, I don't even know how to explain it, like all generated, and it's like this big world.
Procedurally generated.
That's the word.
What's your current idea on what the actual game is?
Well, it's sort of like, it's my number 5 because I'm super curious. Like, I really don't know what to expect. Like, I think a lot of it's just going to be discovery and the enjoyment of going around to different planets and seeing what they're like. But in terms of gameplay, it doesn't really show much. It seems pretty minimal.
This is like, I had a conversation at work today about like, what's your top 5 for, it's like I said my list, like, but no Man's Sky. Like, I have no idea what that game is.
Yeah, I'm still super curious though.
Yeah,
like I didn't even care. It just looks great.
It looks good. I really need to see like what it is, because if things are too procedural, it's only as interesting as the algorithm to generate it.
True.
So they've definitely shown me they can generate something very pretty. What have they given me to do in it? So I'm definitely interested in it, and I'll probably pick it up. But that's what kind of knocked it off my list.
See, I never bought into it as a game when it first showed, because I'm very cynical when people show, like, especially when people announce games and everyone goes crazy. I'm like, they didn't show anything.
This is
about
nice.
it.
This is nice. This transition.
It's freaking fantastic, isn't it?
Mm.
But
that's good.
as they've shown more of the game, you gotta get it now. It seems fun.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, because it's about discovering it. You're trying to get to the center of the universe. I think is the overall goal.
And it's going to be Peter Molyneux right in the middle.
Yeah. Just a cube that you've got to tap on a lot, and then you get to play God in a game that never really gets to do anything.
Yeah.
And you never get the paycheck you were promised.
Oh no.
That sad
but
kid.
they the ship combat looks good. Looks fun.
Yeah, it's combat. When you're on the ground, there's lots of robots to fight that are trying to stop you from
and you have to
taking
collect
the natural resources of
and
areas.
stuff.
What I'm hoping is, what I'd like to see is like the world is persistent. So people discover worlds, they become theirs. So I'm hoping that over time the community forms like an interesting world. Like I want to go to a planet and something's happened.
Yeah, even though you can go to other people's planets, people don't make changes that other people will see.
Yeah.
So,
oh really?
Yeah.
Right.
I think that will be definitely, if they do a No Man's Sky 2, that will be a big focus of it.
Well, this is also like a 4-man team.
Yeah, it's a 4-5-man team.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy good what they've done with their resources.
Okay, so my number 5, I'm going for a little game called Gnog.
What the hell is Gnog?
What?
I've been looking forward to this for a while.
This looks adorbs.
This is I love art styles and everything, but basically I like to think of this as like Polly Pocket the game.
Or Mad. What happened?
Well, see, the game is played in these giant heads.
Yes.
And you turn them around, the other side is like, it's like a little puzzle. So they're kind of like individual levels, although they all come together to make an overall puzzle of the game. So each world is a little contraption to play with and solve. So it's a puzzle game, but it's a puzzle game that's very much just based on experimentation and playing around with these little tools, which is something that I just love in games. There's actually a game that we're going to mention later in the show, which is very much like that. It's just like, it's toys that are puzzles. It's about finding new things and investigating. And I just think it's so clean and it's not going to be a big game.
I'm interested now.
What's it on, like PC?
It's on at least PC. Double Fine's actually publishing it,
Oh.
but they're not involved in making it. They're just publishing it. It's beautiful. They take art wise, they take a few cues from Hokum, which even if you hated that game, that had
super
beautiful art
interesting.
style.
Yeah.
But this seems more of like it's a puzzle. But I mean, when you play with a puzzle, it's like Grow and things like that, where it's not necessarily about solving the puzzle half the time. It's about finding all the little ways that everything interacts, and I love it. Beautiful game too. So, time for number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Okay, number 4. Actually, out really soon.
Yeah.
Darkest Dungeon.
Oh yeah. So, Darkest Dungeon is
Here we go.
currently it is in early access.
Yeah,
but it's not finally out.
So it's been in early access for a long time.
Yeah.
And this is one of the games which I've loaded up and gone, this is really good. I'm going to wait for it to be done. Looks kind of amazing. So actually, a little bit like Witchmarsh, it's taking this side-scroll perspective, but it's not all about kind of being. This fact isn't a platformer at all. It's sort of like a strategy RPG, where they just put it on the 2D plane, and it's sort of about you positioning in that line. So
because you're in dungeons and they're so tight, you have to go in a certain order because you can't reorder.
Which is kind of what would happen if you go into it.
Unless you find there's areas you can you'll find a little cavern you can rechange.
Yeah.
But other than that, you have to work it out.
I also think it seems to be built, I reckon, on tablet really well.
I'm waiting for the Vita release.
Yeah, or a Vita
for
version.
Me, this is which
Have
is
they
coming.
confirmed that?
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah. So this is just the combat we're showing here, and there's a whole other part which is the town stuff. But just in here, so you've got these different classes, and you've got different abilities which affect different kind of positions in the line. So you have different abilities depending on where you are in the line.
Yeah.
So if you're in the front, you have different abilities in the back, and you can swap it out.
Sounds complex.
You can hit stuff at the back.
It's one of those things that I think there's a huge complexity to the game, but how it actually plays is very straightforward.
Yeah, it's so the UX or the UE is so good that you just figure out how to play it. So there's a lot of complexity there, but the tooltips are there, the iconography's there. It's just you understand what's going on really easily.
Looks cool.
There's this light system in there as well. When I went into this dungeon, I actually went in woefully unprepared, so I'm going to kind of die and abandon. So it's got this cool system where there's no light except your torches, and they burn down over time. And there's actually bonuses for letting the torch get low, but also you're more likely to be attacked.
Well, the thing is, you can get the characters, and characters can just plain die. There's permadeath.
Yeah.
You get anything, but they can get an insanity effect, but it might actually be a beneficial insanity.
Yeah.
But you can't prepare for that.
Yeah.
It's just
So these characters, like it sort of takes this kind of realistic approach to if you were to be doing this dungeon delving, you're gonna get messed up.
Yeah.
So every time you leave, you can end up with like serious mental problems.
Really?
Yeah, which can
That's interesting.
which can either be beneficial or not.
Huh.
So here we're looking
So
at
it's a pretty dark, like dark.
yeah.
Like,
So this is the town you're in. You've got kind of new people that come in because people will die or they'll become so emotionally damaged they're useless. So you kind of get in new people all the time. You can also kind of let them go to kind of like for R&R, like you can kind of let them go to different, depending on the character.
I'm just going to
different
hang out
places.
in the asylum for a little while. And
Yeah,
feel a bit
so
better.
like there's some which will be like you can put them in the brothel, and that'll kind of like you let them in there for mission and they cure what ails them, or maybe if they're a priest they'll go to the church for confession or something. So they got this kind of system for you to kind of cycle them out. So this is like me assigning them to different places.
look at his face.
Fantastic voiceover as well. That's worth mentioning. Fantastic presentation. I'm finally out. I can play it very soon.
My voice is getting a bit gravelly.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do it. Okay, an 8. What is your number 4?
My number 4 is Overwatch. So I'm a sucker for the hype train. And this, like when I saw the cinematic trailer for this, I'm just like, this looks amazing.
See, cinematic trailers make me angry.
Why?
That's what
They
I
make me happy.
They mean fucking nothing.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't even care if this game's shit. I just want it because I'm a sucker. But yeah, I guess it's basically Team Fortress, but by Blizzard.
Well, have any of us got to play in the beta yet?
No.
I've applied. I think only cool kids get the beta.
Blizzard, if you were to send us some invites, that would be great. Mr. Producer, you want one, right?
Yes.
At least from what I've heard from people playing it is that it's not Twitch based. It's not about having good aim. It's not
I've
a
heard
lot
that
of the
as
stuff
well.
for area effect. It's like it's attacking a character that you select and stuff like that.
Yeah, sort
So
of
it's like
more strategy.
a Team Fortress 2 for people that can't play Team Fortress 2, which is they made a MOBA for people that don't like MOBAs. That's sort of what they made the Magic the Gathering for people that don't like Magic the Gathering.
I'm really angry at Hearthstone now though.
Why?
Because it's turned into like the people that have bought everything have like their pre-configured deck.
Pay to win.
Yeah, and it's nigh impossible to get into as a casual now. The casual mode is just by people who want to trounce people who want to have fun. The game is really not fun now.
They just need to do something. Just gate people from.
They need to get cards out of rotation. They need to, something needs to change. Yeah, Mr. Producer's agreeing with me. Hearthstone's a serious problem.
Okay, but
now.
Overwatch is
looking really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
My number 4, the ever exciting Death's Gambit.
What?
We talked about this before, right?
Maybe. I've been excited about it for a while. Death's Gambit's a Metroidvania.
No, Paul, are you saying you like some kind of side-scrolling RPG thing?
Crossed with Dark
I'm
Souls.
shocked.
And Shadow of the Colossus.
These are all words.
These are all words
But
that
Paul
I like.
That make
Pixel
Paul
art.
happy.
Nate's favorite.
But I fucking love my pixel art.
What is this thing?
You'll see some grappling hook action in a moment.
You got me a grappling hook.
So basically, this game is just thrown together so many buzzwords that I like, while still looking like a very good game. But although when he runs like in a straight line, his cape just sort of sticks out it doesn't have enough motion in it. I think that's a bit of bullshit.
Fuck this. Knock it off your list.
Yeah, game's off. So high action, really like visceral and impactful combat, beautiful world, great use of scale.
Chained up men.
Yeah, I love Chained Up Man.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Look how broody you are.
I love the main design because the main character design actually reminds you of something like a 14-year-old would draw.
And the name as well.
Yeah.
Death's Gambit.
Like it's not actually cool. It's a bit awkward, and that's what I like about it. Which brings us up to number 3.
And my number 3 is Overwatch.
Really?
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's high on your
Good.
list.
Yeah.
We already talked about
We
it.
already talked
Well,
about
you
it a bit.
can add more than me just being like, looks pretty. That's my input.
Well,
on
I've got some gameplay.
Why have gameplay when we can have a pre-rendered cinematic?
Yeah.
I think for the reason we were just talking about, like I don't want to play like a really twitchy shooter anymore. It's one of the reasons I like
Well,
playing.
no, I do want to play one, but I would like to sometimes play one that isn't.
Well,
Like, this seems like you have the choice. Like, you can play that like Twitch shooter.
Also, because it's being based off TF2, they have this novel thing where you can like change your class
This isn't
mid-game.
gameplay.
I know, I was going to say
There is
that.
there
This
is
is just
some.
in engine.
There is some.
No, that's in engine, son.
Oh, there you go. That looks.
There you go.
There's some in there somewhere. So like they're giving all the characters away. You don't have to like. It's not going to be like a rotation.
When they announced it, they were just giving.
Yeah, it's like you buy the
I
game.
still reckon they're going to do seasons.
They might do. I'm kind of okay with that if it's like seasonal characters. There's going to be a skin shop or something, but whatever. Who cares?
What if there's a season shop where you can buy different seasoning for your characters? Bit of paprika. That's all I got. Okay, number 3. What do you got for us today?
Number 3, Far Cry Primal.
Yay!
Yes.
Bow and arrow game.
Yeah. So I love
Bow and
Far
arrow
Cry
games
3 and 4.
and bow and arrows.
Well,
I thought what was interesting about this, and sorry, I know I'm just cutting you off straight away. Should I shut up for a second?
no, you can talk. But I'll
Sorry.
talk.
Oh, he will.
Well, because they with the I think it's in the cinematic trailer, they sort of show you hunting like with a group, and there's no co-op in it.
There may be. They did
No,
online
they
co-op.
said they deliberately decided at the beginning to not do multiplayer,
Oh.
which kind of like I don't know, taking down a mammoth with a group of friends
Sounds like
seems
fun.
kind of cool.
What is it? Far Cry 3. There was like separate missions where you could play with friends.
Yeah, it was a bit
Yeah.
weird. Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought that was this was one that I kind of thought would be fun with a friend.
Yeah.
But oh well, I like
Yeah.
single player games.
Yeah, I think this looks cool. Like, part of the really fun parts in like Far Cry 3 and 4 was like shooting open a cage and having the animal like take out the whole sort of camp or whatever.
That
so
works
this
good
is
in
just
any
sort of
game.
yeah. So this
Shadow
is I
of
think
Mordor, Blood
Nah.
Souls. Anytime I can get an animal to maul my enemies, fantastic.
yeah. So yeah, this looks super fun. The whole crafting and everything and controlling animals.
Well, what I loved most
excited.
in Far Cry 4 was the bow and arrow.
Yeah,
Like,
actually, it was pretty good.
I really
like,
enjoyed
bow
that.
and arrows done well.
And I got pretty good at it.
yeah.
That was the thing that as they showed more gameplay of this, and that it has you like being like the Beastmaster. Oh, what if this was a Beastmaster licensed game? That'd be amazing. I thought that it was like a cynical side of me that this got greenlit as a fuck you to Michelle Ancel because of Wild.
I think they're pretty different.
No, but they're quite different.
Yeah.
But to the casual observer,
Yes.
who is not us, like, oh no, these games look similar, but that one's Far Cry. I've heard of that. What's this one?
Maybe.
See, I don't think the team did it. I think that Ubisoft,
some suit.
I think Ubisoft
greenlit
greenlit it because of that.
As a fuck you.
Yeah, it's like, look, we still pretend that we're friends, but really, fuck you, Michelle Ancel. How dare you have integrity and want to do your own thing? Okay, number 3 for me. What did I pick? I gotta look at my little picture to remember me. Mr. Producer, start the video so I can remember what I picked.
It should be your third most anticipated thing.
I did. Oh, that's of course Gravity Days 2, aka Gravity Rush 2.
So this was on Vita, right?
The original was on Vita, and they're currently releasing the remake of the first one on PS4. But later, at the end of this year, hopefully, we will have the actual sequel. I think Gravity Rush is a hugely underrated game. Well, it's not even underrated. It was very highly rated, just nobody played it.
Well, because it came out Vita.
Vita, and nobody owns a Vita.
We're the only two people
Yeah.
who like Vita.
Well, if I bought a Vita, it would have been for
Yeah.
this game.
Well, yeah, it's the world is so fun to navigate through. The whole gravity changing mechanic, and the way that you just sort of like,
Whoa.
you don't fly, you sort of fall recklessly.
Yeah, you choose like where gravity's going to
Falling
face.
with style.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the whole thing, yeah. I fly by falling and missing the ground. But it's such a fun mechanic to use. The world's so beautiful. So now that the sequel is being developed primarily for PS4, they get to put so much more detail in the world and so many more things that react to your attacks and everything. But just more world building. Period. Just more shit there, which is only going to make the game feel better. And
It's
more
on
epic.
PS4, right?
Yeah, I kinda
so I'm
hope
glad
that-
I can finally play it.
I kind of hope they'll have a mode that when you choose the direction you want to fall, like they do it with motion sensitivity. Like I want to stick.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to stick, but I also want the choice to go like fall that way.
Yeah.
Like move it and just. I think that'd be sweet. It's fucking good. Cool.
Or if it had remote play to Vita, they just let you play it all Vita way. No? Didn't like it?
This one's big. This one needs to be big.
You want a big screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fall
Maybe
into it.
with PlayStation VR.
No.
No?
Make you sick.
Could
Yeah,
happen.
it will. It will. It will.
Okay. Time for Number two.
Number two. My number 2 is XCOM 2. Another one which is actually out very, very soon.
Yeah.
That's the second XCOM after the new one, which was the 8th XCOM?
Yeah. So
well, that's what we're counting as actual numbered XCOM.
So XCOM Enemy Unknown, Terror from the Deep,
Enforcer,
the space flying one,
Inceptor.
Yeah. Then there was Apocalypse.
Yes.
Then we had, what else after that one? Did I miss one?
Gender Wars.
Gender Wars was not XCOM. Oh,
I got a list.
Yeah. There's what are the miss? I think I have most of them. Miss Richards you just brought
Genesis. Alliance.
Yeah, and they got up to like XCOM Declassified, and then the new one, Enemy Within. And anyway, so
I think 8 was about right.
Yeah, I think you're right about 8. It wasn't underwater, but that's okay. So I really enjoy XCOM, the first one, when I kind of eventually got around to actually playing it.
You mean for the one before this, or you mean
the one before this?
Yeah.
Early XCOM 1 and 2. Old ones are actually really hard.
They're hard
they're hard as shit. This one, yeah. This is like exactly the kind of stuff I want out of a sequel, where it's sort of the same basic concept as the original game. It's XCOM. You've got squads. You have a team. You research, but now it's guerrilla warfare, and so it's like this kind of like this difference in how you approach things. Like one of the big changes they've made to this is that at the starting phase now, it's about you're hidden, so you're in a stealth mode, and you can actually move around and set up an ambush just to trigger combat, which is sort of in stark contrast to previous XCOM, where it's like it's enemy unknown, have no idea what the hell's going on, and so you start the mission and you're like, I'm just going to set up a sniper here because I've got to get out to that ship over there. It's just a very different thing. So I like that they're taking the same basic concept of XCOM, which is a fun game, but framing it in a way which does actually change it mechanically and the kind of stuff you're doing.
Yeah, I think they made some really interesting changes. I really want to see what they do with the base stuff as well.
Yeah.
Watch out, there's
So
a
it's got kind of like the flying
It's a
snake
snake
now.
man. Snake man.
There's a woman.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Has
I don't know
boobies.
what they
It's a
are.
woman.
Tits.
Yeah, because
the
snakes have
fuck?
boobs. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
God,
Gotta
it
feed that
actually is
young.
that's a really sexy animation on that thing.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So yeah, really excited about this. I think
XCOM 2.
it's like a few weeks away.
By
Yes.
Firaxis.
Anais, what is your number 2?
My number 2 was coming out soon, but now it's not. Ish.
Okay, so something that's been delayed.
Yes.
So Uncharted?
Yes.
Hey!
Yeah, so I'm a big Uncharted fan. So
I almost cut you off again because I talk so much.
No.
You talk.
well, I don't have too much to say about it either. It's just I love Uncharted, and they're making another one. So this is sort of he's retired and he's come back, and I think he's helping out his brother. And just the animation looks freaking amazing, and the graphics.
And they
I'm
said
keen.
that it'll be really hard for them to make another Uncharted after this one.
Yeah, I heard that. This may be the last
You know what that
Uncharted.
means? He's
Last
going
of
to
Us
become his
2.
own grandfather.
Yeah.
The weird thing, I liked Uncharted 2. I got bored of it by the end. And I sort of
Why does he
wasn't
keep
pushed
trusting Sully?
They're BFFs. So
But
have you played
why
them?
would you keep going along with Sully?
He's cute.
He's a good guy.
Really?
They're both. They're not like good people, but they're like.
I think it's fair to say
They're
Nathan
both
Drake is not a good
equally
person.
like morally the same.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh
why
man,
they trust
remember
each
when
other.
this just crashed on the show floor at E3?
It's
It was
like-
amazing, but it showed it was real.
It's real, yeah.
Mm.
It's like, oh, he's not responding to the controller. Anyway, but when I got to play Uncharted 4 at PAX,
Oh, you played it.
I fucking loved it.
You were playing the multiplayer,
Oh,
weren't
I was
you?
playing the
I
multiplayer.
didn't get to play that.
It was so reactive, and the multiplayer was so tactical, and
Mm.
it just had a really nice progression to it, a lot of good teamwork.
'Cause-
But it seemed that, especially since I didn't really play 3, so the jump between 2 and 4 was substantial enough just in character movement and just the way that the world, how it felt and how tight it felt.
Yeah.
This actually almost made my top 5, which for me,
Yeah.
being like the super hipster
Triple A
wanker-
game. What?
Yeah, wait, this isn't 2D pixel art. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
But I think Last of Us, like the gunplay in Uncharted has always been not the greatest, and I think Last of Us is sort of a good example of what we'll hopefully see in
with
this.
Uncharted, I'd normally just put it on easy because I'm not there for the combat. Like
Yeah.
I'm there for the big blockbuster
Gotta get
adventure.
charmed by Nathan.
I mean, you got to say that each time they made it better.
Yeah,
'Cause the
and look
first
at the
game was
like the
terrible.
dynamic environments, like how they're shooting things, and it's so great.
Well, I think this demo really sold it to me because the flow of this level is amazing. Like by the end, where like you roll down the hill and you're on a hook on the side of a truck. Like this thing keeps escalating.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm definitely keen to see. And it looks so nice.
so nice.
It looks amazing.
So
Yeah.
Oh,
looks
you
okay.
what? Not enough pixels.
Yeah.
There's too many pixels. You can't
Yeah,
even see the
that's it.
pixels.
Too many
What's with
pixels.
this third dimension? It's just a fad. Okay, so my number 2, we are going to a game that almost went off the list.
Really? But it somehow slipped into your number 2.
Well, because it would have been my number 1 as
Yeah.
well. But I've become less excited because it comes out next week.
Oh, you can just do what I did. Just pick the ones that come out soon.
So I'm like, oh well, I don't know if I'm that excited anymore because I'm about to finally do it after so many years of
Yeah.
waiting. Because this is Jonathan Blow's The Witness.
Oh, is that in a couple of
Does
weeks?
it come out
That comes out on the
soon?
29th. I think.
Oh, that just
holy
okay.
So
crap.
2 weeks, not this
Okay.
week, but yeah. Less than 2 weeks, but not for next
So
year.
I've been staying pretty much in the dark with this. So do we understand what the game is yet?
Well, it's an island
Puzzle.
that you investigate and you solve puzzles. All puzzles are solved with a interface where you draw lines on a grid, but people thought that was like originally because the first levels are like when you
So
have like
is it-
draw all these shapes with a single line. Those
Yeah.
puzzles, they thought that was the game. It's like no, it just uses that interface to do puzzles. So you might have a boat and you set its destination.
So
by
this
saying-
is Jonathan's
26.
Blow
Holy
Yeah,
crap,
26,
it's really
yeah.
soon.
missed, right? Like it's basically his
It's
missed.
basically
Yeah, it looks
missed,
like
yeah.
this.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous, and Jonathan Blow has everything to prove and everything
Yes.
to lose.
Yeah, that's
here.
what I'm worried.
Well, he's-
His ego. I
Well,
don't
he-
know.
he-
Does he really have
He threw all his money into it, didn't he?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
He literally spent all the money he got from Braid, which is justifiably a brilliant game, into making this. He spent an entire generation of a console working on this game, and he's very forth-spoken,
Yeah.
but he's also very intelligent.
Mm.
So, but then Braid was also such a huge hit because of the time that it came out. So even if this is the most brilliant puzzle game of all time, it may not make the impact that Braid ever
I'm
did.
surprised there isn't like more marketing stuff about it. Like obviously we hear about it because we watch indie things, but no
The
like
fact that
really
both
public
you and I were
things.
surprised
Yeah.
by this means that there
Yeah.
may be some kind of marketing problem.
I'm going to play it soon. What is the date?
26.
No, it's the 18th today. So we can't play it for next day unless I get a review code.
Saying, Jonathan,
Mr.
We
Blow.
love you, Jonathan.
I'm
How
sorry.
about blow for blow? No, I won't do that motion. It's
No.
too rude.
Not
It's too
rude enough.
Which brings us to number 1.
Number 1, it's time for fun. You know what it is.
Wait,
Oh, are you really going to fucking do...
Destiny 2.
No, Puzzle and Dragons, are you really going to fucking
No,
do
no,
that?
no.
Okay, good. Because you could just buy that, you realise.
No, it's not Puzzle and Dragons.
Because that's what you said originally.
What is it? You know what it is.
Do I?
It's Dark Souls 3.
Ah. See, I'm actually just not that excited.
No, I'm really looking forward to Dark Souls 3. Not even particularly just for Dark Souls 3. I like Dark Souls. I'm happy for more Dark
Yeah.
Souls. I really love what happens whenever a Dark Souls 3 comes out.
That is fun. Whenever Dark Souls 3 comes
Whenever
out.
the Dark Souls comes out, everyone I know starts playing it. There's all these discussions about how to play it.
That
It's
is
this big,
fun.
it's this big social thing whenever it comes out, and that's why I'm excited about it. Like, yeah, I know I've played it. It's
Those guys really look like the Bloodborne.
like
villagers.
it's somewhere between Bloodborne and Dark Souls 2 in terms of how it plays. It's going to have all the complexity that's in a typical Souls game, where Cheryl and I, quite honestly, are going to buy another PS4 so we can play this co-op.
Are you gonna say like play in the same room?
Yeah, so we can play in the same
That'd
room.
be cute.
Yeah.
Cheryl's just gonna get upset at you, like being so slow.
No,
behind
she's
her.
patient with me with Dark Souls.
Oh, no, shit,
No,
okay.
she like accepts the fact I'm terrible and will guide me through.
I
Yeah.
can't wait to play the same game you tried to play with us when it comes to my number 1.
Yeah, like I don't know, it's not too much to say about it. We all know Dark Souls, and really, it's just that social element of whenever one of these games come out.
Yeah. I suppose that does because I was sort of like, well, I'm not Dark Souls out as it is. It's just like I haven't finished Bloodborne, and
Yeah.
I didn't really get into Dark Souls 2 as much as I thought I would. But
See,
that
I really got
yeah.
into when I got into Dark Souls 2 was when I was playing on a laptop, and Cheryl was playing at the same time on PS4.
I can see how that would really make it.
You know, and so we're both kind of talking. She's helping me get through it, and like, yeah, it's just a really great experience. So yeah, I'm really keen, really excited when this comes out.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Okay, Anais. What is your number 1?
It's probably easy to guess.
Is
Do you
it
want to
Dark
guess?
Souls 3?
No.
She likes.
Is it Honey Pop 2?
No.
I wish.
What's coming out? It'll be like a big event game.
Is it Black
AAA.
Ops? Next
No,
one?
it's not Black Ops.
We haven't seen the next one yet. Oh, it's coming out. We're
What
going to
have we
see
got?
what it is.
What have we got? What have we got? What have we got? Oh, what is this?
Do you want me to tell you?
No.
It's not Recore, is it?
Have people in chat worked it out, or is it not updated?
Oh.
No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I'm trying to figure this out. Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
So this is Mass
But
Effect
is it going to
Andromeda.
come out this year?
They said it was holiday 2015,
Oh,
2016.
Well, actually, no. They have been working on it for ages, so yeah. I guess they just haven't shown.
Like,
much
I am
of it.
skeptical whether it will be this year
Look,
because they haven't really showed much. Like, they pretty much just showed this, which doesn't really tell you anything. It's just like, hey, look at these pretty sort of scenes.
Oh, you should make me play one of the Mass Effects one time and we can argue about it.
Yes. And we
Look,
talk about
I'm glad
who you
it's
slept with.
because this is Andromeda. That's the
Yeah. So
it's
you're
it's not
basically
for-
looking for new planets.
Look at this guy.
you're not
So
Shepard, I
sexy.
believe. You're like this
No,
is
you're
new
not
character.
Shepard. Yeah,
It's a bit more cowboy-y, isn't it?
yeah, it has got Johnny Cash playing in the background.
That's what I was thinking.
in the
cowboy.
trailer. Yeah.
There's a new
Mako,
Mako,
that's
whatever
it.
I
Yeah,
think that's
something like that.
It looks like
That's
it's a
so
jetpack.
sexy.
I mean, this game has been slowly transitioning to be kind of more of an action game each game. I'm happy with this thing being more actiony. I hope it's kind of the way it goes. And I think it's a good opportunity for this game to kind of reboot itself a bit.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know-
hopefully, I love Mass Effect, so I'm like, I don't even care. I'll just buy it and play it anyway.
It could be shit in the box.
But yeah, hopefully they don't ruin it, because I'll cry.
I like that it's...
Holiday 2016.
There we go. It's
There
coming
it is.
out.
But yeah, hopefully, I don't know, E3 or something soon.
We'll actually see what it is.
Yeah, I get to
Yeah.
see some gameplay.
Okay, so before my number one,
Yep.
Amy in the chat says that she's looking forward to The Last Guardian, which is not my number one.
Oh, really? It's not even on your list.
It's not on my- 'cause
What if they're
I'm
like,
not hyped.
psych, delayed?
No, I'm not hyped. I know it will come out. I know
Yeah.
it will be good, but my soul is just, it's on pause.
Okay.
Can I add a point,
Yeah.
like a 5.5 to one of my lists?
Yeah,
I
sure.
forgot. I was thinking that. I'm like, shit, I didn't add that. Firewatch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Firewatch. I'm very.
Yeah, I
into,
totally forgot about that. But yeah, I
The
think that's
Capo
coming out
Santo
soon-ish.
Yeah,
Looks good.
it's either the end of this month or beginning of next month.
Yeah, keen
It's
for
very
that.
soon. It's coming out with The Witness.
Ooh.
We're gonna do a whole bunch of walking around.
Solving
One of
puzzles.
the games will be 40 hours long and one will be 4.
I like the 4-hour
Yeah.
one.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm not looking forward to. The Witness, the fucking length they're talking
Yeah,
about.
it doesn't.
Solve that
We
thing.
don't need those games to be that long anymore.
It's
No.
a lot of puzzles.
We got jobs and lives.
The
and
Yeah.
things.
the other game that Amy said was Project Diva X,
What's that one?
which I
Sounds
don't know.
fabulous.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Project
sorry.
Diva.
Yeah, pretty good. Cam says Mirror's Edge 2,
Oh, yeah.
which
Yep.
is I actually, even though it's quite different from the first one, I don't mind that. We'll see.
Well,
When it
we've
comes out.
had Mirror's Edge. We can
Yeah.
tick that off. So
It still looks cool too. Doom, they're out there. I think they're on a cool thing with the new.
yeah,
Doom.
the level
More-
building stuff. I'm pretty.
Yeah,
keen
more
on.
sort of like arena-based waves of enemies and just like lots of interesting enemy
Yeah.
designs and ways to fight them, which isn't Doom. It's something else.
Well, we saw me play Doom.
Yeah,
You know, like it was. I was killing.
I don't know. Whenever anyone says that Doom, whatever Doom is at that time in history, isn't like the original Doom, I'm like, I don't think you can do that. And I think your interpretation of what that is differs greatly, because it's basic in so many ways that it can be like, well, some people think it's a dark, moody thing. It's not really.
Some of it is though.
Some of it is.
Some
and
levels
of
were
it's
dark and
super
moody.
fast, and some of it's
Yeah.
a bit tactical.
It depends who is building
and some
the
of it's
level.
about complex level design.
Yeah.
It can be lots of things. Otherwise, thrown up Street Fighter 5, which I was
What's
terrible
that
at.
one we always forget the name of? Shadow or something?
You mean Zero Dawn?
Yeah, that one.
Horizon Zero
Yeah.
Dawn.
Horizon Zero
You're
Dawn.
getting
That one.
remember the subtitle.
Which I do love. Was always on my list, but yeah. And the PC port of Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is actually I'm not gonna buy it until Chicken Leg House
Yeah.
Aw.
DLC comes
Okay,
out,
that makes sense.
because that's what I want. Underpants Simulator.
What?
What?
I don't think that's real.
It should be.
I want to buy that.
Fairly breaks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A little bit of cross.
No one said.
Self-promo.
No one said Astro Attack.
Okay.
Oh, Astro Attack.
So what is my number one, James?
Some pixel Metroidvania
I don't know, something
thing.
boring. It'll be a platformer.
Some hipster gamer
It'll.
thing.
I don't know.
Platformer, hipster. Maybe it was kickstarted.
Of course it was.
Night in the Woods.
Oh,
Thank you very
yeah.
much. I have been fucking jizzing over this game for since
No,
we first
he
mentioned
says he's been like it's not. It's like using it like a metaphor. No.
No. Physically, I have been sending developers envelopes sealed with my seed.
They asked him to stop. Like
Yeah.
there's a court order.
I wonder
they
if
put it in
anyone's
the
ever
game.
done that.
There's just like they call him the sticky mailman. And,
Yeah.
so this is a difficult game to describe because I'm still not exactly sure.
Well,
what it
we
is.
Did you
played
play the teaser they
teaser
did?
thing.
They've got 2 teasers.
Oh, I didn't know there's a
I
second
played
teaser.
one and I didn't get it.
There was this the long I
Oh
forget-
yeah, the long night.
There's the Lost Constellation and the Lost Night was the one where you're walking through the forest.
Yeah, snow maybe.
That
You're
game's
making
fucking
snowmen.
Amazing,
I didn't get it.
so
I
good.
was walking around and be like,
I wish you still had
"Okay."
pictures of your snowmen.
I've got them somewhere. We
Yeah.
did it as a game club once.
Oh, right.
If you that game has some amazing writing in it, but probably what lets it down is the fact that you are just trudging along a frozen forest. Now add a really good platformer on top of it in an open world with lots of characters that interact in an adventure game style and a storyline, but then actually having, a playable action game on top of it.
It's
So
for Paul.
good. It's so fucking
for
for
Paul.
me. The soundtrack is amazing. Yeah, and
The soundtrack was good.
the soundtrack's very good, yeah. The characters are very interestingly written. They've gone back, they've completely threw out the old script a while ago. They were
Oh,
like-
really?
They were embarrassed. They were like,
Huh.
yeah, we started and we thought we were doing good. And then it just came off as really pretentious.
You know,
and
I
naff.
hear that's what happened with Destiny.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Except they released it
Except they
before
released
rewriting
it.
the script. Yeah.
Oh, poor Destiny.
This should definitely come out this year. So fucking good. And good for hipsters like me. Look at my beard.
You don't have any wooden glasses.
I own
You
some
need
wooden
some.
glasses.
We'll buy
Okay,
some.
Astro Attack Amy said.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. So, that's good. Any other things that we need to throw in
Yeah,
before?
I'm going to throw out some honorable mentions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't say you could do that.
No, I'm going to. Dreadnought. Remember Dreadnought?
Yep.
Yep.
Nope.
That's sort of like a
It's like World of Tanks, but with
giant
big
ships in low
spaceships.
orbit.
Sounds like your
Unreal
thing.
Tournament, hopefully.
Yep.
Cool to see that.
You can play it now.
The Division, I am kind of cool on.
Oh, yeah. It's
Persona
terrible.
5 and
Persona 5 is on
Shadow
my
Warrior
list,
2.
Shadow Warrior 2 looks
Yeah.
freaking amazing. I do have a game that's a surprise for you,
Ooh,
James.
I like surprises.
I have footage of it. I think it's labeled surprise.
All right, let's set
So-
it up. Let's get it up.
Let's see how you go, James.
All right.
See how long it... Well, actually, because of where I cut the footage, you'll see immediately what it is.
Okay. What? What's this? What is this?
Released just this afternoon, the teaser trailer for Shadow Moses, the Unreal Engine 4 remake of Metal Gear Solid
Wait,
1.
who's doing this?
By fans that will have it shut down within
Oh
a day.
no! Oh, after playing a whole bunch of Metal Gear Solid 5, the idea of going back and playing some good old-fashioned Metal Gear Good One.
Yeah, it won't happen. It'll get
No, it's gonna get
taken down by
killed.
lawyers.
What are you talking about? Konami, they love fun.
They do. They love it.
That's why they cry.
Okay, we are
well.
not doing Games Club this week because it's our first week and we didn't tell you what we're doing. What we are going to do is not celebration.
Commiseration.
Commiserate.
I think celebration of Lee's life.
Yeah, celebration
can be the right word.
David Bowie had left us in the last week. He was someone that made some good music and had some nice clothes.
That's an obituary.
He was a sexy man. I love Bowie. He also worked very heavily on a video game once, doing both the soundtrack and appearing as a character in-game. This game is Omicron: The Nomad Soul. There's a little change to Game Club this year in that it won't necessarily be always 100% free games, except this time it is, because if you go to Square Enix's store at the moment, it is free for at least a little while, just as a special note for Bowie fans. It's a Steam code, so you can just go to the store, get it, free code, get in. This is a open worldish RPG developed by David Cage. Before
I
he,
forgot
well,
that.
not before he went crazy, just
No.
before he
Before he
was.
started
So
making
sexy.
terrible games.
Well,
Is
it's
she wearing underwear?
Yeah.
Barely.
that's actually that is
That's-
arguably more full front because of the low resolution. I could not see any underwear, so
Yeah.
I think we may have just aired labia. It's all right. I got this off YouTube. It can stay on YouTube. It's fine. We're not going to play the entire game because it's a big RPG, but we're going to play a bit of it.
Yeah, play a
Get
chunk
feel
and have
of
a chat about it.
Yeah, play up to Bowie's character. I forget what it's called. Also, he's in the intro.
Nice.
He's in the intro to the show.
Dancing.
I put him in there, and then he died. It was me.
Oh, Paul, this is why we can't have nice things.
What is your favorite Bowie song, James?
Life on Mars.
That's, I can't just because it's a fucking great song, so I can't say you're like.
Look,
lame for picking
I'm
it.
actually not a big Bowie fan.
That's
Neither am
fine.
I.
Yeah,
You
but-
only need to like a few of the
But
things.
as an artist, I have a lot of respect for him.
But you think Life on Mars is a fucking great song.
It's a great song, yeah.
You don't have to like his entire catalog. He did a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So it's anyone that claims to love everything Bowie, I generally think is just trying too hard. Such as Just Dance, terrible song. Life on Mars, very good. Hey, do you have a Bowie song?
Not really. Maybe Under Pressure. That's a good one.
He was there.
I didn't even know he sang that until like a day ago.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun.
Ice, baby. Okay, so in my playing demos on PS4, I said, hey, I forgot demos existed.
Yeah, they're great because you know how we never finish a game ever?
It's fucking great.
Yeah, we can get them free.
I had a demo for Tearaway.
Oh no, I was gonna play
yeah,
that. I would have
Unfolded.
if I knew you were going to.
Oh, have you played any Tearaway?
No.
So this keeps getting called just a HD remake, but it's not, because the whole idea of Tearaway was that it was made to use the Vita. And the PS4 does not have the same function as the Vita. So whilst there's a lot of asset reuse and everything, they've totally retooled
Yeah,
the game.
I couldn't see how you would do an HD remake of this.
Flimsy
Yeah.
man.
Best bit of this.
What?
What? What? What?
I may not be wearing a shirt.
Why are you not wearing a shirt?
Because I was playing it late at night in my dungeon.
Paul, can you
Mr. Producer's not happy with
can you
it.
let's play?
Unfold it.
Just
I might
Paul's
do,
Dungeon, the
'cause
Let's
it's-
Play channel.
It's a little it's okay. So the biggest fault I had, at least with the demos, that
Yeah.
I think it was the same on the Vita because it was my first time. I didn't get annoyed by it. There's a lot of having to wait for people to say their dialogue.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. That doesn't become a big thing. So this whole thing, one of the big mechanics is using the motion control to shine the Vita's light at the screen and direct things, but none of those mechanics exist in the original game.
Okay, so you've also
This is
got
a totally new
PlayStation
thing.
Eye.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so clearly that extends out its functionality.
That extends out because it was a big thing in the Vita to incorporate the player into the world. So that still works with the PS4, but obviously you need the hardware to do
Yeah.
it. I'm not sure what happens if you don't have an eye.
Which is fair to say probably most people don't have an eye.
Most people have two.
That was true, they do.
Ba-dum-bum. Anyway, it's really impressive. It looks so fucking pretty on the PS4. Because it's just because they just worked on these renders to have papercraft. Okay, there. I'm using light to grow plants. Physics puzzle, kill the things.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And they're
Just
happy
nice
about
little
it.
playthings. Yeah, all those guys
The
like it.
sunlight
Just the bad
obeys
guys.
you.
Yeah. I am master of the sun. It's great. I'm thinking about getting the whole thing now just to see, because I think it's going to follow the same basic plot, but everything is just so
But the
different.
way you interact with it's going to be
Yeah,
different.
the world is just completely different. Yeah,
Wow, that's cool.
yeah. Make them kill themselves.
Why are they so happy when those things die?
Because those are the bad guys.
Why are they bad?
Because they've come from my world, the evil world, the world of boring.
Oh, our world is pretty boring.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we've come from the shirtless man.
There's dungeon.
Yeah, even just in the small demo, there's a lot of really charming ideas. I mean, it's not hard. It is not a challenging game. It was never meant to be. It was made for kids, but that doesn't mean that it's not an entertaining game to play. It's got really good ideas, and yes, it's not going to push you like the high end levels of a Mario 3D game or something, but you'll go
Doesn't
through it
need
and
to.
have a smile. I'm not sure what the cost is. I'm pretty sure it's a budget title.
Yep.
So, but yeah.
So
I
from
liked
what
it.
you played, am I better off playing it on Vita or playing this version?
Totally different games.
Is it actually different enough to
They
justify?
They feel very different.
Yeah.
I think if you haven't played it on Vita and you have one, it's it was one of the few games that was designed to use everything on the Vita. But even tiny things this is the attention to detail they take. On the PS4, you have the touchpad, which can be used as a button to open presents in the game, you have to just push the touchpad.
Yeah.
You push it in, and the present will like burst, ready to come open, and like with a little vibration.
Yeah.
So it's like pushing like a. Remember the little like Trouble where you had the pop-up dice?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you
yeah,
open it
yeah.
going, poof, poof, and it like pops open, and they've timed the animation to go with your pushes, and there's a little clip
okay.
there, and everything.
So it's
just
really
this-
tactile.
Yeah, it really takes, and there's so much about building your own creations and having them appear in the game, and you can swap them with friends, and yeah, it's
Okay.
charming. I think we'll grab the full one. Maybe we'll do the full one as a game club or something, and we can have some thoughts.
that'd be good.
I have some thoughts all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, anything you guys want to bring up?
Did you play Thingy Hardware?
Oh,
Or
I
are we
didn't play Hardware
saving?
Rivals.
Okay.
Only because my internet is currently so terrible. It wouldn't really work.
You
for
played
me.
it?
I did play
What
a
are,
little
what are
bit.
your thoughts on it?
I think they tried to do the whole Rocket League thing where they put it sort of free on PlayStation Plus. Like, it's very Rocket League.
And did it work?
A couple of times. But it's actually pretty fun. Like, you just sort of jump into the world, and the world's very pretty. I played like a domination kind of one where you
Yep.
capture the
Dominations. Did you play
point.
Japan?
No, what?
Oh, never mind.
And just like a team deathmatch kind of thing. But yeah, I had a bit of trouble getting in at first, so maybe skip ahead in the footage. But yeah, but yeah, eventually
No, we will
I
look
got a
at
pink
all failures.
vehicle. Yeah, and you just
I
sort of go
deliberately put in my
around.
terrible footage quite regularly because I am just so awful at some games.
Yeah, so the maps are pretty big. You go around, sort of shoot people. The biggest gripe.
I like the piles of things to knock over.
Yeah,
Like
that's
what?
actually really fun. And there's all these, like, if you go up that, like, little thing, there's, like, this lava pit. So it's really fun just even just, like, driving around. The biggest issue I had with this game was controls. Because it's, like, to aim, it's, like, you use the 2 thumbsticks. But to drive is R2, and to shoot is R1. So you're driving and shooting like
yeah.
this. And I just found that really weird. And it just felt really unnatural.
No, speaking of car driving, so I've been playing a bunch
That's
of
my
Halos,
issue.
right? And so I loaded up the other day just Halo Anniversary Edition, and I knocked it back to like see what the original art was like. It's high res, but you know it's the same, the old assets. That game, when you see the Warthog move, it looks like it's out of time because
Yeah.
it still looks amazing. Like the physics on how the
Yeah.
Warthog
Oh,
moves.
oh, okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Like it's like you look at it, it's like everything about this game looks dated except the Warthog. It just looks and controls beautiful.
I always like the control of the Warthog.
Yeah.
It gets a bit of shit, but I don't
No,
know why.
I just sort of looking at that. It's like, oh, maybe they should make it control like the Warthog.
So should we make a team, an official team, and go and
Yeah, I think.
officially lose against people?
Yeah, like it's not hours of fun, but a couple of hours.
It's literally minutes of
we're
fun.
able to see if you can split screen it?
No, it looks like all online multiplayer from what I saw. Oh, there may have been a local setting.
Actually, that's I love that Rocket League is split screen online, so you can local a team and take it online. That's great
Yeah,
fun.
that's cool.
Okay, I wanted to talk about the little project that someone did online.
Yes.
It's the 20K project for Trackmania. I think it's just a fellow. He decided to get 20,000 replays from players of Trackmania and play them at once. And I've got a little sample of it because I'm not going to show all his work because that was the whole thing. You need to go look at his video and give him hits. This is what to expect.
Wow.
What?
20,000 ghosts doing the same race layered upon each other.
That's beautiful.
With really good cinematography in it as well.
Huh.
It's fucking cool. It's like a liquid of cars, but it's
Yeah,
smart.
that's what I
Like,
thought it
trying to
was.
get onto special channels and everything. It's really interesting to watch and just an interesting project. Trackmania is,
It's still going strong.
yeah, it's one of those games that I think is just like, it's like a basic element of gaming. Like everyone needs a Trackmania somewhere.
Oh,
It's just
it's
pure
like
and simple.
The world needed a modern stunts.
Yeah.
They mastered it, and no one can compete with
It's
it.
brilliant. Have you ever played a Trackmania?
I haven't.
We'll get you onto a Trackmania. There's
Wait,
a free
what's a
one.
track? Like, what do you mean by Trackmania? Genre or a particular
Well, it's
game?
basically-
Trackmania is a game
it's
series.
basically a
But
genre.
It's
Oh,
basically
okay.
a genre in its own.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just about crazy tracks, very very tight driving, and you play multiplayer, but there's no collision detection.
It's all about
So
the
it's
line.
all about getting the perfect line.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
it's like the pure racing.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is a cool series. Anyway, we're getting very close to the end. So James, any final thoughts?
I don't know. I got angry at Metal Gear Solid 5. I had to stop for a while.
Yeah, I think I heard about it.
There was this one mission I was doing.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very long mission. And it kind of surprises you by like throwing you into this mission.
Yeah.
And I got to the very end of it. After a lot of dicking around, I finally got to the final phase of this mission. And I have to it's me fighting or trying to get away from a Metal Gear. Okay. So and it's a guy I'm trying to sneak out. And it's like, okay, got to get away from the Metal Gear, hide from it, and go and get into this helicopter. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll do that. Oh, there's a truck next to me. I'll just get in the truck, right? That seems like a good idea. Get in the truck and just drive. Go around the Metal Gear, cheese it out of there.
Yeah.
Like, suddenly, Snake, you're leaving the mission area. Failed. I got away from the freaking Metal Gear.
It's open.
It's
open world. Why do they have
that last like half an hour of play? Fuck it, done. That checkpoint's gone.
Now
We
you
just
know what to
restart. You
do.
just abandon the whole thing.
Now you know
Yeah,
what to
and then
do.
it made it daytime, and I'm trying to do a sneaky mission. This is how long it took me to do it, and I'm just like I should have just waited till night. I think now it's been a week. I think I can play it again.
I'm just calming you with
Thank
some
you. That
beard
works.
stroking. It's nice.
Don't stop.
Very nice. Okay. We have one game that we said we were going to talk about.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't have said we were going to talk about
Oh
because
well,
we
now
really
we
should
have
end.
to. Now we just have to speak about it though. What?
We need to talk about this. There is no game.
Ah yes.
It's great because I don't think we're going to show any. We don't have any footage. We're not going to show any footage because we don't want to show any footage. It's a web game. It's about how there isn't.
There is no game.
And it kind of it's kind of an example. Well, that's where I brought it up when I was talking about Gnog, where it's like a thing to mess with and break, and just find its little secrets.
Yeah.
And it's like a 10-minute experience. And it's great. That's our recommendation.
Yeah. Go.
After this show, we'll post a link or something.
There is no game.
We'll put it in the comments.
Put it in the chat.
So you can see it. Well, if we put it in the chat, it disappears. We put it in the comments, people can see
That's good thinking.
Yeah. Go check it out. There is no game. There is a game. It's a secret. It's a secret. Yeah. Which we'll tie some other stuff later.
Yeah.
It's cool. So, that brings us to the end of the very first episode of 8.5-Bit Live. If you'd like to subscribe, so you can get notifications or whatever the hell it does,
Yes.
push that
I
button.
know, and they knows how that
She
stuff
knows how
works.
the youth
I know.
media goes.
Hey,
Yeah, look at
whoa,
that.
all that stuff.
Which stuff? No, oh god, I can't mirror. Wow,
There,
yeah, stream
Yeah,
live,
that
top
way.
television.
You can follow me on
the Twitters?
Twitter, and I say pithy things about game development.
I almost never say anything on
No.
Twitter. Every once in a while, I'll do like 2 days at most of posting, and then I'll Twitter. But maybe if enough people hate me, I'll get upset and talk on the internet.
Don't talk to the internet. No, we'll talk to you.
I've been arguing about double phone with people on the internet a lot.
Don't argue with the internet.
They're a solid company. 18 shipped high. Well, actually more than 18, because that's with me cutting out the ones that they say are problematic. They're not problematic. Only one's problematic, and it was still fine. Anyway, thank you for watching. I have been your host, Paul.
I've been James.
I've been Anais.
Catch you all later next week.
Thanks, everyone.